than I expected. So much later. So I'm gonna wait until somebody actually. No, because I'll go ahead and publish this whenever um basically I'm done. So or like in the morning probably. Um yeah. So anyways, what happened was, as I mentioned before, I went ahead and hung out with my friend. Well then, like I was driving back, it's actually about a 45-minute drive for me, from where she lives to down here, and I think I'm gonna need a job ASAP. I'm broke. So broke. Anyways, so what I did was I drove about 45 minutes down south or down here. And then on my way down here, I was like falling asleep and I stopped by, was it a gas station? Because I was like, I really need to go to the restroom. And then I continued driving. And then after I finished at the gas station, I continued driving, arrived here at the dorm, and then after I arrived here at the dorm, I went ahead and what did I end up doing? I took a nap. And then also I realized my phone had died, and I was like, I can't do anything with my phone dead. So I was like, oh well. um, so yeah, I ended up sleeping while my phone charged, and yeah, and then I woke up, and yeah, so I'm here, and then played on my game a little bit, and then yeah, again, I'm here. So, yeah, I think I'll do this for like 30 minutes or so until it reaches like 10 because I know that there's no one on at 10. What time is it? It's about 9:40-ish. So yeah, I'll do it until 10. So, about 20 more minutes. Um, so yeah, it was a good time. Basically took her, uh, picked her up. Hey, thanks for the like. Hi, Addie and Maymay. Hi, Addie and Maymay. I'll just call you Addie, or do you want me to call you Maymay? Because I know that's two different names. Um, so hi. Uh, but yeah, so basically I just talk about my day. Maymay. Maymay. Okay, cool. I just basically talk about my day overall, and yeah, if you're at all curious what this channel is about. But yeah, so I did that. Also, the lady that I picked up from her house and then took over to church, I also went to church, to the same church. And basically, like, whenever I dropped her, like, I dropped her off and then I parked and then came in, put on my makeup because, like, I am not exactly fancy right now. Like, this is what I wore. The only nice thing I had was basically my hi other person. I don't know who you are, like, at all, but I just want to say hi. Uh, let's see, what was it? I put on my red shoes. That was the fanciest that I got. I put on my red shoes and then put this on over me because it sort of matched with the red shoes. It's like a copper color. And you know what? Honestly, I have some green shawls, but they're in storage right now, so no shawls for me. I could have like done green and red. It's just add on like a major pop of color, especially for what I have on, which is like this. It's somewhat plain. And then I had this on, so yeah. Um, but yeah, so what did I end up doing? But yeah, we went to Olive Garden. We were seated, and we were told they can customize the food. It's like, okay, great, because she can't have pepper, she can't have onions, she can't have tomato paste, she can't have beef. No, sorry, take that back. She can't have red meat, to be more specific. So she can have fish. She enjoys fish. And so we went in and we're like, hey, you know what? We can look for some food that she can eat. We sat down and the lady, what was it? We asked the waitress, like, what has none of those items? Because it's Olive Garden. And she was like, let's go to Olive Garden. She talked about going to Chicken Salad Chick, but they're closed on Sundays. So it's like, we can't do that. So after that, we like, excuse me, and it's today's Sunday, so yeah. So we ended up what did we end up doing? We went over there. Yeah. So we went ahead and went over to, where was it? Chicken salad? No, we went over to Olive Garden, talked to the waitress, and the waitress is like, I can definitely find if we can take out like the pepper and like all the other stuff. And so she brought us our waters, and then after she brought us our waters, she like went to find out from the chef, and then also I guess from the managers, owners, in order find out like what is possible. Well, turns out like all the food has like pepper or something else in it. And she explained that even their pasta, and this is at Olive Garden, even their pasta has pepper infused with it. And it's like, oh. And she's like, I can go ahead. You guys take your time here. You guys can look for another place to eat. Or, no, so I asked the lady, I asked my friend, do you want to eat somewhere else? Because there was literally nothing she could eat. And she's like, yeah. And it's like, okay. The only thing she could have was the breadsticks, but the breadsticks would have to be without the garlic spread or like the buttery stuff, because even the garlic spread has pepper in it. So, she ended up doing was I asked her, "Do you want to eat somewhere else?" And so she said yes. It's like, okay, cool. So we went ahead. What did we end up doing? Um, we went over. Where did we end up going? We went to some place. Yeah, sorry. We looked up a few different places. Then we went out to the car, and then we drove a little bit, and we ended up eating at Piccadilly. I think it was Piccadilly. I know it was like, yeah, it was Piccadilly. This was like the second or maybe third time that I've eaten at Piccadilly, and honestly, it was amazing. I think it was Piccadilly. It felt so, yeah, it was Piccadilly. It was Piccadilly. And it was like really nice. They also had like a warm drink, creme brulee, and that was the drink. They also had, like, whenever I got it, I took out the lid and there was like these toffee sprinkles on them. And I was like, I'm gonna eat that first because I know, like, if I don't, like, it's gonna melt. So I went ahead and had that first. And then after I was done eating, which I ate it fast, I was like, oh shoot. After I was done eating, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go, because just down the road, and I posted this on my Facebook for anybody who actually knows me and is watching this. I ended up going out. Ooh, yeah, there we go. I ended up going down the street, and I was like, I want to go down the street. And what else did I decide to do? I went down to the street, and I was like, I think they have cookies. So they actually had, I went down the street while she was eating lunch, and I realized that they actually had cookies that you could decorate. And I was like, I want to decorate it. It was like sugar Christmas tree cookie. And they had, sugar Christmas tree cookie. They had, what else do they have? They had that sugar Christmas tree cookie. They had icing, green and red icing, and then they also had trees, like little sprinkled trees. And I was like, this is so cool, completely free. So I ended up going and getting that. What else was there? So I grabbed that, and then after that, um, what did I end up doing? Grab that, and then what else did I end up doing? So I grabbed that, and then what did I went back, and I was like, yeah, they also have hot chocolate and like these other characters and such. And she's like, did you grab the hot chocolate? I was like, no, because I said I was going to come back right after I was done with like the cookie. And so she finished eating, and then I went over there, and like we walked over there or looked at the cookies, and then we went and like there was Santa. I didn't take any photos with Santa, but they had the Grinch and the little girl, Minnie I forget her name, but she has the like the pigtails up. So I was able to get a picture of them. And then there was also a Rapunzel. Rapunzel with her red Christmas dress was there too. I did not get a picture of her. Shame on me. But I was like, this is so cool. I was able to get hot chocolate. And then yeah, they had that, and then they also had at the Santa area, they also had a drawing. So I ended up doing a drawing over there and then or putting my name in for a drawing. I don't think I was picked because there were a lot of people there. Um, like or not a, million people, but I'm sure there was like 100 different drawing stickers thing. What else was there? So I went there, and then there was something else. Christmas. Yeah, I think that was basically about it. Yeah, I think that was the extent of everything. There was one other area, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, this is not what I'm interested in at all. So, yeah, I was like, oh well, I just realized, I wonder if I have homework due tonight. I'm just going to finish the video and not worry about it. Forget it. So yeah, so that's basically what I did today. And then afterwards, yeah, so I had creme brulee, and then for my sandwich meal, I had squash soup, which I thought was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And then also a Mediterranean, again, this is all from Piccadilly. I had a Mediterranean, my hands are cold, so I'm trying to warm it up. A Mediterranean sandwich, and it was basically like you have hummus, um, onion, I think cucumber, tomato, feta cheese, some kind of, I think, dressing. So basically, it's like a Mediterranean salad on a sandwich. And so overall, I would have to say it was amazing. I was like, after I ate it, I was like, I ate that fast. I should not have eaten it that fast. Also, like with the bowl of soup, it came with a piece of bread. So I had that bread. And then, hi person. And then my friend, she ended up having a pickle and she's like, do you want the pickle? I was like, yes, please. I love pickles. So I was able to have the pickle. So yeah. Hi, Crystals. Do you want to go by Crystal or Crystal? Hi. Or or Crystal. Yeah. Um, So yeah, I'm just talking about my life basically. Um, but yeah, so that food was good. I'm good. How are you? I'm actually kind of sleepy. I took a nap for a couple hours, like 2, 3 hours, and I woke up and played a game, and now I want to go back to sleep. Which I'll probably go back to sleep around midnight because I might have some homework due tonight. If I don't, then tomorrow I'm gonna work on homework and like go job searching. I think I'm gonna start. I'm readjusting myself in my car. There we go. Hey, you're good? That is good to hear. That is really good to hear. Thank you. So I'm gonna go job searching a little bit. And then what else am I going to do? I actually need to start making a list of the different jobs that I might be interested in because I can't do food service anymore. I can do retail. So I can do retail, maybe factory work. Thank you. Me too. I'm hoping just for a temporary job, like over Christmas break. I've heard some people, they'll look for jobs during that time, or they'll have like that job and maybe a secondary job. So I've heard just basically retail where they go ahead and hire people just for a month, and then after that month, then they stop. Or basically they don't need them, so basically it's a seasonal job, basically. Um, I I hope I find a good job too. I don't think I'll have too many problems in terms of the management, simply because there'll be an influx of like 2 or 3 times the normal amount of workers. Like for example, Walmart, they'll probably have a good influx of double the amount. But do I want to work at Walmart? No, I don't. I've heard like it's can be not the greatest. Thank you. Um, so yeah, I know there's Walmart, there's Sam, but it right? What do you mean? Can you clarify, explain further? Oh, I just realized the words are lagging behind what I say. Yeah, this is, what is it called? Creme brulee. You can do a hot or a cold drink from Piccadilly. I think it's Piccadilly. No, I was completely wrong. It's Panera Bread. So right now it's their Cecil drinks, and it's from Panera Bread. And it's actually really good. So, in my opinion. I requested a 16 ounce. Is this a 16 ounce? I do not think this is a 16 ounce, honestly. This feels more like an 18 ounce. But this is, like, really good, honestly. If you like hot drinks. Join Unlimited Sip Cup. This is for Panera Bread. So got me so bad. Yeah, it's really good, in my opinion. I don't think this is coffee. I don't think there's a way for me to check it, like, look it up unless I had a secondary phone. I think this is more so like, actually, I think this is coffee. That explains why I'm, like, tired right now. It's funny. But yeah, it's creme brulee from Panera Bread. Yeah, I don't know if they have that over at Starbucks, because I know Starbucks is definitely a national chain. Panera Bread, I think you can probably find Panera Bread at the larger cities. I'm a fan of coffee as long as it's tasty. That I have definitely found. If it's not tasty, then I'm just like, or basically if it's straight bitter, then I'm like, no. Basically. But yeah, it's actually really good. But if I'm sleepy because of drinking that, coffee actually kind of makes me sleepy. So yeah, I'm wondering if I have a mild case of ADHD to a certain degree. Um, yeah, but it's really tasty. Like, it had whipped cream on top whenever it was hot, and then also it had, I think it was like toffee bits or something on the top of the whipped cream. So whenever I got it, I had the whipped cream first, and then I went ahead and, like, had the toffee stuff that's on top, and I was like, this is really good. I really enjoyed it, honestly. So yeah, I had that. It was delish. Yeah, it was really, really good. I enjoyed that. Um, I was like, that looks good. I'll go ahead and have it. And then my friend, she ended up getting, what was it? I think it's, no, she had a sandwich. Yeah, she had only a sandwich and then a bag of chips. It came with a pickle, but she gave me the pickle, so yeah. But yeah, now I'm back at the dorm. What other questions do you have for me? I mainly talk about my day. Also, if you're allergic to anything, make sure, but it has caffeine in it. Does that help us stay awake and makes you tired? Yes, so coffee makes me tired. And I wonder if I have a mild case of ADHD, but I found out that coffee will sometimes put people with ADHD to sleep. I say sometimes because I talked to one lady and she's like, coffee doesn't affect one of her kids. I think it energizes them, actually. It doesn't put them to sleep. And in my case, coffee just throughout my life has put me to sleep, even when I was younger, before I found out about the effects of coffee. Now, if I drink an Energizer drink, that's something different. Coffee will actually, or whenever I drink an Energizer drink, so like Red Bull or Monster or something like that, it will actually wake me up. I'll drink a little, I'll only drink as needed. So I may drink like this much of like Energizer drink, especially if I'm working an overnight shift. I'll drink this much and then I'll drink water, which will go ahead and give me a boost or a kick of like Energizer drink. Like, shoot, wake up. My favorite color is actually green. Yeah, so my favorite color is green. I like I like forest green because of how dark it is. But just to clarify, I like forest green because it's a contrasting color compared to, like, let's say, like the rest of the forest, for example. But honestly, like, I like all green. Um, oh, the kitty in the box is adorable. And then also the little, like, it looks like a light bulb. It's like, bam, I came up with an idea just for, like, reading. That is cute. I like cats. I know not everyone likes cats. I totally get it. Cats are not everyone's favorite thing. But, yeah, I like cats. I think they can be sweet. And then also if they're not very sweet, then it's like, okay, what are you doing or not doing? Are you feeding the cat regularly? Are you making sure the cat has food? If you're not feeding the cat, then the cat's not going to be happy and it's not going to be super nice to you. So, yeah. Wait, what's pretty? The stickers? I would definitely have to say. Wait, what is pretty? Because I see stars in the little girl's eyes and it's pink. Pink hair. But yeah. Um yeah, but cats are pretty though. I actually saw this video recently where this building was burning, and this cat was standing up on the ledge. They're cute. Cats are cute. They really are. So this cat was on this ledge and basically was like looking up and down, and the apartment was on fire. The cat was like looking around like, should I go up? Should I go down? Where can I go in order to like jump in order to save my life because the building is on fire? And so the people, you think I'm pretty? Thank you. So this is a sign for thank you. So make sure you touch your chin and go down, and make sure you go like down, because if you do it short distance like this, that means good. And then if you go down all the way or down further, no, it means thank you. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so what did I end up doing? Yeah, so I went ahead, yeah, so this cat, it was, like, looking up and down and, like, crouched down in order to, like, see which way would be good to jump, and then, like, the people started yelling that was down, like, on the ground. They were yelling at the cat, "Jump, jump, jump," because the apartment slightly exploded. I mean, like, it was on fire and then it slightly exploded and the cat, like, got even more nervous and was, like, looking around, and then next thing you know, the cat, like, jumped and, like, landed on the ground behind the fence, and I know, right? I was so happy for the cat. The cat was looking around like it's trying to figure out a trajectory of, like, how to jump or where to jump, so that way it could land safely, and then whenever it jumps, like, people started yelling, and, yeah, I was cheering on the cat too. I read a thing, or like as I was reading comments, I'm guessing that they're a firefighter or something, and they're like, yeah, if you don't, cats are more than likely going to survive a fire. Like they are survival tactics of like escaping a fire. Susie. And this guy explained that if you don't see bones, like it means that the cat survived. You just don't know where because the cat escaped. Like, you might not see the cat for like 5, 6 years. The cat may have found another home, in fact. Like cats are scavengers and they will look for people who serve them food and they'll look for safety. And it's like, wow, like yeah, so major props to the cat. The cat might not be mine anymore, as the cat might have chosen a better home, but the cat survives. So cats will find a way one way or another. So yeah. Anyways, it is now past 10, I think, my time. Yeah. Yeah, it's past 10 my time. I'm going to try and do another live video tomorrow around 7. As long as I don't fall asleep again, and as long as my phone doesn't try. I know, right? It's so true about, like, cats will survive. Anyways, so I will go ahead and, I'll attempt to do another video tomorrow around 7. This video will be aired, not live, but it'll be aired in the morning. back. Trying to fix this thingy. Yeah, so it'll be aired live, or not live, but it'll be re-released again in the morning. And then I will have this do another live video tomorrow night, hopefully around 7, as long as my battery doesn't die and I don't fall asleep. So yeah, like what they so that's dogs. Dogs will sometimes escape, and then eventually I've read stories where basically dogs will like escape from the fire, maybe, and then they'll come back after a few days because basically that's their home. Cats, however, I read one story where like a family lost a cat and it was gone for like 5 years, and then the cat came back after 5 years. So sometimes a cat will go back, will come back like nothing happened, and then other times the cat may, just from the stories I've read. Now, this does not guarantee anything one way or another, just to clarify. Uh, but I will answer this question first before I go. Cats will basically, like, they'll leave and then they'll come, like, sometimes they'll come back, especially if they're being fed on a regular basis. Now, if I've noticed if they find somewhere else that's good to stay at, where they might feel safer, and where they're being fed, they may end up living over there instead of coming back, because the fire happening at the place means danger, and it's like, do I want to go back to a place that's burned down where I'm no longer receiving food? What I would recommend, just thinking off the top of my head, is basically if you lose a cat due to a fire, once the fire is gone and like it's under control basically, and it's somewhat safe to go back, in other words, there's no more flames around, I would put out a bowl of food instead of only trying to search for the cat, because the cat, like, it might be hiding, but if you go ahead and put out food, maybe a camera, maybe a cat trap with food inside of it, then you're more likely. Hi, Gunnar Fav. I'm actually almost done. This video is almost done. I'm explaining about like what happens if you have a cat and it's in a fire, and it escapes. Basically, whenever the fire is gone and out of the way, just from the videos I've seen, put out food, and then like probably a camera to see if the cat will come back, because cats seek safety and food. They're very basic, but they can be very loving. And cats, I found, actually do have feelings. Like, don't have just the cat by itself. Have, like, other animals with it. So that way it keeps it company. So, yeah, put out food, put out a cat trap, and then hopefully you'll catch the cat. I don't know how long it'll take, but yeah, catch the cat, and then that way you can have your cat back, because cats can be beloved animals of pets of the family. So yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you everyone later. Hope you guys have a great night. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow night around 7, fingers crossed, as long as my phone doesn't die again. Excuse me. But yeah, good night. Sleep well, you guys.